Inconceivable. 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 Inconceivable.
I will not fear. Fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me. I will not fear. Fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me. I will not fear.
Inconceivable. 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 You keep using the word.
Hi, and welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today we're going to discuss special persons and third parties. We're going to expand on that. And it's usually because you're dealing with some kind of fear or doubt or guilt. And the reason you're doing that is because you haven't forgiven yourself. And the reason you haven't done that is because you still don't comprehend the law of one and states of consciousness. We walk around this earth putting on states of consciousness and taking them off. I'm an addict, I'm not an addict. I'm fat, I'm thin. I'm this, I'm that, whatever. No, I don't want to be that anymore, I'm this. We're doing it all the time. And we are in a story. It's a dream. And because it's a dream, it's subjective. So everything here is subjective, including you. And we all, each one of us, represent a thought or belief in the one man. There's only one. Okay? If things are always working out well for you, things always work out well for everyone else. We all say, I am. Now, we're all quick to recognize the human part of it. We all bleed, we all cry, we all laugh, you know. Oh yeah, you know. Yeah. But we're also all say, I am. That's the one being. That's the one consciousness. And the one consciousness is playing Rita and Chad and Tom and Harry and Mary and June. It's playing all of them. We all say, I am. And everything here was made for us. This is the playground. This is boot camp. This is whatever you want to call it. But it's more like a baby being born. Because you're in here and you can tear stuff up and you can make it all go back to, it's all good. But we don't know that. Okay? We don't know that. Because we're in training and we're learning and we're growing. And that's the taking of the states off. And you've been doing this for thousands of years. Stepping into another body, pretty much like the old body. And you can even go on the internet and see how certain stars look just like people in the past. They've found pictures of, look, he looks just like that, and she looks just like that. It's, you're stepping into bodies. Okay, this is just a vessel. So, if you can wrap your head around that there's only one, then it becomes very easy for you to laugh in the face of adversity and say, yeah, I don't think so. Bless her heart. I know everything's going to work out well for her. That's ridiculous. You know, I just don't believe that. No. He's with me. Right here next to me. In fact, you know, I think he needs to go put on his zoot suit and I need to go put on my little black dress and see how that all works out. Let's go dancing, you know. And you go dance in your imagination with it. There's no third party. You made it up. And if you stop and think about it, you will recognize that before it ever happened, you made up a story, that he didn't love you, or you're not good enough, or why is he always looking at other women, and blah, 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 blah. And he's doing it because you believe he does it. Change you. Change what you believe. No, he's not a prick. He's the nicest, most considerate man in the world. And he will change. If the hard part in this is understanding their messengers. And they're giving you a message. And you're upset at the message because it's hitting you to the quick. It's hitting you in the heart. So the idea is to step back. Don't respond. I know it hurts. Don't respond. Don't. And just let them. Yes. Yes, dear. Dear. And go back and think about it. Think about it. You can revise that whole conversation. You can change it if you wish. But it's more important for you to look at it before you do that. What is it that you didn't like about it? Was it him telling you that, he's not ready for commitment? Well, that's you. You believe he's not ready for commitment, or you're not ready for commitment. Stop and think about it. Which one is it? Either way, it's you. Okay? And change it. No, I used to think I wasn't ready for commitment, but I'm ready. I'm ready to get married. I want to be married. I want to have babies. This is good. No. My sweetie's the best. He can't wait till we get married. He's so cute. The way he drops little hints all the time. He's just the best. It's, I know you're going to say, you're crazy, lady, but yeah, I'm not. And it works. So you don't even pay any attention to the third party. Before I found Neville, and I was going through this with my husband, and I looked at him and I told him, and he said, aren't you jealous? And I said, of what? Her? No, she's just a pawn in this game. I want to know why you felt the need to go elsewhere. And that was me not loving me. I figured it out. Okay, but I was still living objectively. And you can figure it out too. The third party means nothing. It's a pawn in the game. Go look. Stop and think about it. Are you dealing with fear? Are you dealing with doubt? Are you dealing with guilt? Get rid of it. Those three things do not serve you. Just start saying all fear, doubt, guilt, all limiting and self-destructive beliefs instantly self-destruct when they enter my mind. Things always work out well for me, and keep it up. And it will start coming trippingly off the tongue, as Shakespeare would say. It becomes part of your being. And this is what, a lot of people, I affirm. No, it has to be natural. So when you first get your script, when you're an actor and you first get your script, you read it over and over and over and over and over. You're memorizing the lines, and you read it over and over and over and over. And then, okay, now I'm ready to act. Now I'm ready to be Catherine. Now I'm ready to be Eleanor. whatever it is, and get into the role. So affirmations are like, the script. Okay, this character, I am healthy, and I am wealthy, and I am wise, and I am the queen. You. Okay, well, let's dance. And everybody go dance. So if you take a look at Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, verses 7 through 8, and it reads, Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, who trusts is the Lord. If you trust the Lord, you're trusting God and man, not only in you, but in every other human being on this earth. It's the same thing. It's the same being. There's only one. And the one is playing everyone. So it is important to trust yourself and trust in everyone else. Things always work out well for me. So things always work out well for everyone else. He is like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream and does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and is not anxious in the year of drought, for it does not cease to bear fruit. And what this means is, as long as you trust in God in you and trust in God, God is in every man. Anyone who says, I am, has God in them. And everything else came out of God. So it's all God. God is consciousness and divine love. And you're the baby floating in this amniotic fluid of belief. And it's so that eventually, when you come to wake up, you're going into a birth canal. You're going into the dark. You're going into your ark. Okay? And getting your thoughts right so that you can be born. And then when you're born, you realize everything's subjective. It's not objective. It's, you're making the world what you were making hell. Now you're making it into heaven, and you're imitating your father, mother, and showing them that you know how to control your mind and that you are ready to take your place, with all your brothers and sisters in helping the one man wake up. And so what that means is it doesn't matter if you trust in God, if you start believing that things always work out well for you and things always work out well for everyone else, your fruit is going to come whether there is drought or not. Your tree is going to grow whether there is a stream or not. A stream's coming. It's trusting the one in all. Okay? That's how you trust yourself. You trust in the one in all because you are in everyone and everything. So you love yourself, and then it comes to where you're loving everyone else. You trust yourself. You trust in everyone else. You know they're all you. You know if you want to change things, you have to sit back and think about it, and then, write your script, memorize your script, and then imagine it. There you go. So there is no third party. I mean, you made it. That was some fear, some doubt, some guilt. I mean, you've been made aware that, people steal each other's partners or they find somebody else. You've been made aware of third parties. Okay? Now, you can release them. They're you in another costume. So just go within and say, thank you for showing me what I dislike. And I know that's not true. And I release you from that role. You don't have to play that role for me anymore. And you're released. And I love you. And thank you, Father. And you trust in God is to love God and know that everything's going to work out perfectly. And it will. There'll be no bad or good for you to deal with in the sense that you've been dealing with good and bad. It will be all good. It will be all perfect. It's even in drought. You won't know there's a drought. You're going to be bearing fruit. Your wishes and dreams are your fruit, and they will come true for you if you just hang on tight and trust in the Lord. And that means trust in yourself and trust in God, in man, trust in consciousness, and consciousness is in all. And just know it'll all work out. It always does, and it always will. So don't get bogged down into the details. Every time something comes up that you don't like, what you really need to do is say, oh, well, I know. Things always work out well for me, and things always work out well for them too. It'll be all right. That's just ridiculous. Erase, erase, erase. No, he's with me right now. That's ridiculous. So it's about, focusing and recognizing. It just becomes very easy, and there's no more worry and pain and guilt and stuff if you just get rid of that. Those thoughts do not serve you. Okay? There's only one being here. You're serving yourself. You're going to give it to you. Okay? The same power that gave you the desire wants to give it to you. All you have to do is trust in the Lord and love the Lord. And what is that? That's God and man. And everyone has God and man. So just trust in the Lord and let consciousness take care of everything. It will. It's hard when you've spent a lifetime thinking you have to work hard and you have to find solutions and you have to do this or that or the other. And, that's that 180 thinking. You have to flip your thinking. That's what repent means. It means to do a 180. And one of the things that is difficult is understanding that you're the only one keeping them away from you. You're the one who's creating all these third parties or fourth parties or fifth parties. Who knows? It can get hairy out there. No, I know. So it's about recognizing there's only one, and don't worry about it. That's what causes the third person to begin with. So the strong mental fortitude, the strict mental diet, whatever you want to call it, it's about taming your mind. No, I did not worry about that stupid shit. No, erase. I'm erasing that. I forbid that. No, what really happened was he came and picked me up and we went out for lunch and it was great. I had these filet mignon tacos that were to die for. And make your story. This is a dream. It's all subjective. It's all a story. And one of the things that I'm just going to touch on a little bit here is, the state akin to sleep. People have read this and started plastering their perception on it. And it is the state akin to sleep, the state like sleep. You don't do that before you go to sleep. You go find some time, or you get into your mundane task and you go to silence. And now you imagine. You imagine having the end. Then you hold that feeling and say that phrase, thank you, amen, isn't it wonderful? Whatever it is for you. And you repeat it and you repeat it and you repeat it until it just explodes out of you. Sometimes it'll bring tears to your eyes. No, it's done. It's done. You don't do that kind of thing before you go to sleep. And this idea you have to be in constant bliss is crazy thinking. Okay? No one's in constant bliss. You have to be content, at peace. You know? If you're happily married, you're content and at peace. So when you fall asleep at night, if you're sleeping next to your sweetie, you're content. Okay? And you hug that pillow like a little kid and say, I just love sleeping next to my sweetie. And fall asleep content. And you're pounding this into shape, and it's coming, and it's coming, and it's coming. And the more you stay in your imagination and keep it focused where you want it, that things are wonderful, things are beautiful, you know, and you're living this great life with your sweetie, then, you know, you're pounding it in there. But you only go and do that when the desire comes up, because otherwise he's there. Forget about it. Drop it. Be grateful for everything you do have. You know, and then when the desire comes up, it's, oh, wow, I'm just, no, my sweetie just loves me to bits, and I love him to bits, and I wonder what he's cooking for dinner tonight, because he's the best cook ever. Like, he's just magnificent, and I'm so glad, because I don't like to cook. Or whatever, you tell your story to make you feel better. You're with him, okay? It's not, you're not with him, you are with him. You bring up something, you know, we're together when that desire comes up. That's going to the end. What's the end? You feel happy, you feel content, you are with them. Okay? Oh, we're dancing, you know, we're dancing. Or we're eating dinner together, or I'm setting another place for him, or I'm sleeping next to him, or feeling that ring on my finger. Whatever it is that works for you. And you're unique. So you have to determine what's going to work for you. This is the other tricky part. You know, Neville told it his way. You have to find your way. You're not Neville, and you never will be. And you have to figure out how you've been imagining all your life, because you've been doing it all your life. And you need to figure out what thoughts and beliefs don't serve you. Because I guarantee you, if you don't like them, more than likely nobody else likes them either. And keep in mind the law of relativity. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So just because you dislike it doesn't mean you hate on it. You know, you just dislike it. That's fine. You know, it's like ice cream. I like chocolate, you like vanilla. You know, I'm not going to kill you because you like vanilla, and you're not going to kill me because I like chocolate. We both love ice cream. Okay? It's the same thing. I dislike that. I'm sure there's people out there who love it. That's great. You know, move on.
The problems you're having with the child?
Well, he's just out of control. I mean, he never listens to me, and he pretty much runs my life.
So the child needs to learn that he's not the most important person in the house.
You can stop talking behind my back. I'm right here, fruitcake.
See, I'm not looking at the child, I'm not acknowledging the child, I'm just letting the child know I'm not interested in him.
Not interested in me.
See, the child thinks your world revolves around him because it does. Because everything he does gets a response from you.
Yeah, well, I don't see why... Hey!
Don't look at the child, just keep looking at me. Let him know we are having a conversation.
Ma'am, this guy doesn't... Ah! Quit it!
What is that you're doing?
Dogs show their dominance by nipping each other on the neck, but it works equally well on the child. I just use 2 fingers, nip at the child's neck. Doesn't hurt the child, just let him know I am dominant.
Look, Mexican, if you really think that you can... Knock it off!
See, I'm not validating his bad behavior with either negative or positive response.
Oh, that's very
Blessings
interesting.
to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.